There we go. We are live. I am going to just share this live cast over to my page and my group so they can join us. If you're popping on right now, just say hello. I'd love to hear from you. We have Julie here today from Everyday Prospecting. She is an amazing woman. I actually get the chance to know her more deeply with Chantel's program that we're both in. But I'd love to hear more. So, Julie, tell us a little bit about yourself while I share.
Sure. Well, thank you, Natasha. I was just about to say Chantel. Thank you, Natasha, for inviting me to be on your program. And it is really nice to get to know you, and I really love what you're doing. It's really a great thing. I'm a high performance coach and a speaker and author, and what I do is I help women entrepreneurs have the confidence to turn ordinary day-to-day conversations into an opportunity for potential business. And sorry, did you want to say something?
I was just thinking maybe we lost your audio. No, we're good.
And so what really brought me to this is a lot of people ask, well, how did you get started in this? And it was really a situation that brought me close to the breaking point when I asked myself the question, is this it? Isn't there more to life? And at the time I was depressed. I was feeling like the biggest loser. I was working in a job performing tasks I had done 25 years ago prior. And it was just a real kick to my self-esteem and, a real blow to my self-confidence. And the reason I was in that job was because I struggled to get my career back on track after relocating because of my husband's work. I had applied for jobs that aligned with my marketing training career, but, with no success. And it was just like 4 years of nonstop applying and praying for the phone to ring to invite me for an interview. It was, I don't know if you've ever been in that situation where you're looking for work, but it was just so discouraging. And so out of desperation and panic, thinking that, I kind of thought like, I can't even get a job. And so I decided to apply for clerical jobs. And, it's not that I thought I was above doing clerical work. As a matter of fact, I'd done it for about 2 decades. So, it was, really what it was about is because I had, put in years of hard work and sacrifices I made as a single mom. I completed a university degree while working full time, which allowed me to change careers. So when I eventually got that term clerical job, even though I was really grateful, yes, but I was so embarrassed. I just felt so much shame around having to go back to the past and settle. The job was just, it was just an absolute grind. It required me to perform daily demanding tasks, and it was always a stressful race to meet difficult deadlines. Now, I was skilled in performing those duties, and I took pride in the quality of work, but I didn't find it rewarding. And the only time the job was bearable was when my boss was on vacation or she didn't come to work. She was abusive. When she was in the office environment was cold and tense, and I felt like I was walking on eggshells. And when she was not in the office, well, I just felt calm and relaxed. And, it wasn't uncommon for her to micromanage my work. One time I recall, and this was the most, I think the worst day was when she ripped up my project, and it was a perfectly bound guidebook and told me to start over. And, I just was horrified. She made me feel like inadequate and insecure. And her behavior just chipped away at my once positive, upbeat spirit. At the end of the day, I would just leave really frustrated, totally drained, stressed out, and exhausted. And the days of happy and thriving career. I'd gone from dynamic to dull, feeling full of life to really feeling full of agony.
There's probably so many women, that have that feeling.
Yeah, and some people might be thinking, well, thank heavens I've never had an abusive boss, but and that's good news. But what I discovered though, Chantal, is abuse comes in all sizes and shapes and kinds. I've come to understand that any challenge or adversity can be its own version of abuse. Like, for instance, like comparing yourself to other people, being in a toxic, unsupportive relationship, speaking poorly to yourself about yourself, criticizing yourself for your choices, staying in a job or a relationship that doesn't allow you to grow, putting everyone else on a pedestal while you shrink and hide your worth and value. Procrastinating is something else. People procrastinating. Being indecisive is another form of abuse. And the last one, this one's really huge, and we kind of talked about this before we went live, and that's saying yes to no and not having any boundaries.
Yep. So so you mentioned your clerical job and going into that and having the boss that was abusive and just not working with you and everything. When was the time when you made that shift to, I'm going to put up with this and I'm going to work through this, to no more. Now I'm going to do my thing and I'm going to say yes to me and it's time. So
yeah,
when was that?
That's a great question, because I think people who are like us, who, have that awakening, that wake up call, or, have, whatever, shake us up a situation. My turning point in my life came when that term job was coming to an end. I was excited and relieved. Yeah, and quite frankly, I don't even know how I survived those excruciating 18 months in the job. And, there's some people on the call that would say, why did you stay? But that's a whole nother conversation. But now I was at that point where the job was coming to an end, and I really did agonize about whether to go on another job search.
Yeah. So often we fall into
down. Yeah. And so when you ask me that, so what was the shift, and again, I think that we as entrepreneurs come to that, that crossroad, whatever you want to call it. And, deep down, I could hear a still small voice say, you can do more, you can be more, you can have more. And it really did make me question my purpose, and it prompted me to reflect on my life and, the vision of my life and, what I really wanted to be remembered for. So, even, prior to this job, I did have a successful, thriving career that was prior to relocating. Yet I also felt that there was something missing. I'd always felt like I wanted to do more meaningful and fulfilling work where I felt like I was really making a difference in helping other people. And as I was contemplating my decision about whether to go and look for another job, an image just flooded my mind. And, it was my breakthrough moment. And here's what I imagined. I imagined myself as an old woman in my 90s. And I sat myself down in my rocking chair and I got comfortable. And I looked back at my life. I looked back to where I was right now, struggling with the decision of what I want to do. And this is what my 90-year-old self imagined. My thoughts. I thought, what if I never go for my dreams? How would I feel? Would my life be different? Would I have any regrets of, not taking a chance? As a 90-year-old woman, I just didn't want to have any regrets. Wishing I would have done things I'd done. I really wanted to as I sat there in that rock chair, I really wanted just to feel that peace and that joy and that happiness of just feeling like I lived a life of purpose, of full potential, using all my gifts and talents that God gave me. And so that was the image, and those were the thoughts that really lit the fire inside me, really did. And, it just helped me, to trust my intuition, to follow my heart and commit to my dreams. And here I am today, I've never looked back.
That's amazing. Like that's such a powerful vision to have. And from what I'm hearing, it came from that little voice inside that said, you know what, you have to make this change. You have to make this shift. And then you took that voice and you didn't squash it away like a lot of us tend to do. You allowed it to come forth and show what it had to show and tell you. And from what I like, and the audience can take that in as well for those watching live or the replay, and know that, that little voice that they have, that little nagging feeling, whether or not it's like that relationship, that corporate, like that job, whatever it is, they can take that and allow it to expand and see where it goes. So the story behind it is so motivating.
Well, absolutely. And you said something really interesting. It does become a choice. And a choice, you have a choice, and it's about making a decision. It's a decision of whether you are going to listen to that voice, or if you are going to, like you said, squash it. Or, this is what I find some people do, instead of listening to that voice, is like, it's so easy to go and drown it out. It could be drowned out with TV. It could be drowned out with, so many different things, so many different kind of, like, what I call could be, they're excuses, but they're also kind of form of addictions.
Yeah. So many times we get ourselves distracted and we swash our voice with those little addictions. And if you're watching, it's a good time right now to stop, take a moment, pay attention to what those might be in your life, and either remove them or take time away and see what comes out of it. So that's definitely an awesome little nugget for those watching, and for sure a great piece of advice from yourself, Julie. So tell me a little bit though about what you do now with your business on Everyday Prospecting. What kind of clients do you tend to work with?
My kind of clients that I just really love to work with are people who have decided that they're not going to settle for a life of mediocrity. They are going to step up and, shine. They're going to be the ones that are coachable. They're hungry for change.
Okay. Yeah. Hungry for change. I like that. So are they mainly women or women and men, and are they starting their own business? Is that what Everyday Prospecting is about?
Everyday Prospecting is about having the confidence to have conversations that could lead to business. So it's really about meeting people. A lot of people don't have the confidence. They don't know how to meet people. If you don't know how to meet people, you can't build a business. Prospecting is the lifeblood of your business. And without that, you're not going to be able to live the life of your dreams if you don't know how to talk to people, you don't know how to build a business, and by talking to people.
Okay. So you give them steps. So help me understand. You give them steps to prospect better, meet people, get out there, and step into the courage zone of that.
Yeah. So I have developed a 5-step simple program, which is called the Everyday Prospecting Formula. And what it does, the first module talks about positioning yourself as an inner winner. And that's really about the inner and the outer game. You being a leader, choosing to be the leader. The second module is, identifying your ideal prospect. Some people think that everybody is. The third one is how to build.
How to build rapport. Yeah.
Yeah. The fourth one is getting to yes in 90 seconds or
Ooh, I
less.
like that.
It's getting to yes in 90 seconds or less. And the fifth one is peak productivity hacks, which is all about organization, which is about, you can't get yourself organized. You're not going to get yourself out of the door. You're going to feel like yourself is a mess because there's maybe clutter. You don't know how to organize your time, and you don't have those boundaries in place. So you're so busy saying yes to everybody. So it's a lot of things like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it definitely does. And it sounds like a very needed thing. So the, know when to say, like, know when to say no or know when not to say yes. Getting out there and having the organization to get out there, that's a big need.
Yeah.
How to get your clients to say yes in 90 seconds? Is that, or your prospects?
90 seconds or less. Yeah. It's not the clients. Like what it is, it's about prospecting. So it could lead to a client. So it's really about getting to yes in 90 seconds or less. And what that means is getting that potential prospect to have a conversation with you based on how you've already connected with them, met them, and you've invited them to a 5-minute call with you.
Okay. That's still very helpful. I like that.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. And, it could lead to something else, but the whole idea is to be able to connect, build rapport enough to create that curiosity that person will want to have a conversation with you, and so that you could take them further down the path.
So if somebody had no idea what to do, where to network, how to get themselves out there, they had no plan or organization form of anything, they could come to you at Everyday Prospecting and you would kind of sort them out.
Yeah. That's it. And it's a phenomenal program, and it's really a guide. I find with a lot of people who are teaching, just go out and, have these calls, talk, have these conversations after you've, they've kind of more talked about the end piece of, how to do this. But I feel like I've not seen anything, and of course it wouldn't be it's pretty unique because of course it's my intellectual property, and I kind of learned to be my own mentor and develop this much needed program. I find that there's a gap there with people just don't know what they have to do. It is about getting prospects, but how do you do that? A big piece is building the confidence piece. So what all involved in that? How do you do that? What do you do to get to the point to get you inspired and motivated to get out of the door, to go out and meet people, to go out and say hi, to go and listen to your own voice?
Yeah. Oh, exactly. And so many times I'll go to networking events and I will run into somebody networking and they'll be talking to me, and the conversation I'll have seems very one-sided because they don't know how to network necessarily. So having that experience and having that help, I mean, that's huge.
Yes. And that's interesting you say that, because it's all about being interested and not interesting.
Yeah, exactly. That's so true. So tell me, why did you decide to be interviewed today?
I really love connecting with you. It was an opportunity to get my message out there to your audience. That's really my passion. My mission is to help other women. Women are building their business, and I work with the guys too. Yeah. My target market is women.
Yeah.
If women don't know that there is a way for them to build their business, that there's much needed skills that they need to learn, they're going to stay stuck and they're going to be frustrated, and they're probably going to quit. And notice I didn't say fail, I said quit.
I like it.
Unless something isn't working, if they're really super passionate and they're focused on their dreams, they're focused on living the life that they want, they create that vision for their life, their business is the vehicle for change. And it doesn't matter what you're doing, what I'm doing, what your audience is doing. It still comes down to they chose that business. That's the vehicle. Well, if you don't have prospecting, you don't have prospects that turn into sales. It's like having the best Ferrari, know, but you need gas.
How to drive it.
Okay. Does that make sense?
Oh, it totally does.
Yeah.
So just a quick side question here. If for those watching, because I have a good range of audience from those that run their own business from scratch, built it off the ground, to those that actually run network marketing businesses as well. Do you work with both?
Yes.
Okay.
It's the same. Yeah, it's the same. Like, and you're right. There's a lot of people that are building like a network marketing business alongside their coaching business. And it's a really good way to create that leverage through the network marketing. But the skills are universal. If you don't know how to connect with someone, it doesn't matter if it's your coaching business or if it's in building a network marketing business, it's all the same.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah, exactly. And that's what I say as well. I just wanted to confirm that for those watching because I do have a very mixed audience.
Yeah. So, well, that's what I'm all about. It's really about helping people. And like I said, again, successful prospecting is the lifeblood of your business.
Very true. That is so true. So tell me, how can someone work with you or find out like more? Because I have your website posted on this video. So anybody that's watching or watching the replay, they can just go see your website, which is a beautiful website, by the way, and full of awesome content. So they can go there. But where else can they find you? How would they get a hold of you?
The best place if they want to get in touch with me is to go to my website and there's a contact form. And we just have a conversation. Talk about, where they're at, what they want to do. And, if they have any questions more about what I do, if I didn't cover enough on this call, then they're welcome to get in touch with me through that website, the contact form. And like I said, we'll just have a conversation and see, where they're at and see how I can help them and see if it's a fit.
Awesome. So like a friendly conversation. I love it.
Absolutely.
Okay. And what would be, because I want to wrap up because I know you have to go to another event here, so I don't want to take up too much more of your time. What would be one message that you would want to share with the audience to take away? What would be something that you would give them?
Well, I believe that we all have gifts and talents, and those people that are building a business, I think that's your audience, that they're wanting more. They're maybe even looking for a business. I'm not really sure. They could be just seeking out, what can I do? I just say that I believe God gave us a dream. It's all unique to us, and that to go for it and not to settle, and that by understanding when they step up and start being the light, they can shine the light on other people, and they have a message and they have value and worth to offer, and just to own it. Don't wait for permission. Don't look for permission. What's inside of you. What gets you fired up when in your quiet days that you get excited about. And nobody can ever take it. Nobody can squelch it. It's like, what you know. Nobody else can tell you different. It's just that we get caught up in looking for, approval. We look for permission. But deep down, we know ourselves the best. So I would just really encourage everyone just to, just really sit with themselves and just say, take that example. Pretend you are that 90-year-old woman that rocking chair. How are you going to feel at the end of your day? Because at the end of the day, nobody else, quite honestly, this sounds harsh, but nobody else cares. It's like your baby. This is your dream. Nobody cares more about your dream and about you than you do.
Very true. So true. Just let yourself be true to yourself and do what you need to do, because like you just said, nobody will care as much as you care about your business. No. So that is an awesome takeaway. Totally amazing for a Monday. So take that and run with it for the week.
Absolutely.
So Julie, I'm going to let you run to your next meeting, and I'm going to run away as well. I do want to say one nugget of my own. I'm going to take a break from doing interviews for the week because I'm going away for my own little vacation, which business allows me to do. So that's another great reason to be in your own business. But I thank you for coming on, and I have enjoyed our interview. I could see us having so many more, and just talking about like different nuggets for people to just take away and have like a good understanding of starting their business and getting it going and prospecting. I just love it. And so many great little nuggets in this little interview too. So if you're watching the replay or you are watching live, feel free to share it around, because there's so much that you can take from this and put into your own business. That was awesome, Julie.
Well, this was a lot of fun. Thanks again, Natasha, and have a wonderful week and have fun.
You too. Well, thank you. See you, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.